Hello guys and welcome back to the Brighton Career Mode here on FC24. Let's get into it. We are going to be playing a lot of big games in today's episode. We have an away game against Tottenham to start off the episode, followed by a home game against Newcastle, the Carabao Cup game against Arsenal, which we will be simulating, an away game against Manchester United at Old Trafford, and then a home game against Crystal Palace to round off this episode. And we will be into the January transfer window already in this career mode here in the second season. But I'm not so sure we're going to be making any moves. I mean, honestly, I feel pretty comfortable with the team that we have, and I don't feel like there's any places that we need to just upgrade by a lot. And especially without there being any European competition this season, I feel like we're in a pretty good spot with this squad. I mean, when you look at the squad, we have a full 11 right here. This is our strongest 11, and they're looking pretty good. And then our bench looks pretty solid as well. And we even have a few players in our reserves that already get game time as well. So the only thing that I can see maybe happening is that we allow maybe one or two players to go out on loan. We might end up selling a player. Who knows? We'll just kind of have to play it by ear, and we'll see how the transfer window goes. And if we end up doing that, then we might have to bring in somebody else, but we'll see how it goes. And based off a lot of the performances that we have at the club, I'm just not sure if there's anybody that we really need in any attacking positions. It looks like we've got that pretty much on lock. The only thing that I could see happening is if a big club comes in for Evan Ferguson, we might have to let him go just because that would probably be the most realistic thing to do. But we already have João Pedro behind him, and then we could bring in a very, very quality replacement as well. So I'm not too worried about the striking position as of right now. And if a big club does come in for Evan Ferguson, I will probably sell him on. And I'm honestly not going to be too mad about it. I mean, he does have 7 goals in the league this season. He has played well, but he's only really had 2 or 3 good games. 6 of his 7 goals have come from 2 hat tricks against Manchester City and against Leicester City in the last episode. So he's not playing well in a lot of games. He's just playing well in a very few games and playing more than well in a very few amount of games. So if we have to let him go, we have to let him go. I'm honestly not going to be too mad about it. Our best player by far is Emile Smith-Rowe, but there's no chance I'm going to let him go. He's only been here for a year, and I'm definitely going to keep him through at least the end of this season. If by the start of next season we don't have any European competition or anything like that, then we will let him go. And then as far as our defense goes, I'm pretty comfortable with all of our players. The center backs have performed great, even the ones that don't always get game time. At right back, Veltman and Lamptey have been pretty fantastic. I mean, I have no complaints for them. And then at left back, we have Estepinian, who's been solid all season, and we even have Valentin Barco, who's performed very, very well for me. The only part of our team that has been lacking so far this year is midfield. We do have Billy Gilmore, who's been okay in his performances. I might let him go if he finds a transfer or if he has a loan offer come in. Dahoud has been starting most games, and he's been okay, but he just hasn't been that great. So if we want to move on from him, I wouldn't be too upset about that. Pascal Gross is regressing, and he's getting older, and he's going to be retiring at the end of the season, so he just might not be the center mid that we're looking for the rest of the season. Andy Diop has played okay. He's not been too bad. He's still settling into the club, I think, but hasn't been the greatest. We're going to give him the benefit of the doubt for the rest of the season for sure. We're definitely going to be keeping him. There's no way we're going to sell him. But whenever he's come on, he's been definitely like okay, but he hasn't been great. So if he wants to go out on loan for the rest of the season, we might let him do that. In the attacking mid position, obviously Smith-Rowe is our best player, and Ciso hasn't been great, I'll be honest. I might have to let him go out on loan so that maybe he can try to perform just a little bit better. Unfortunately, he has come off the bench in a lot of his appearances, so he hasn't really had a whole lot of game time. And then in the left mid and right mid positions, we've been absolutely fantastic. I do not have a bad word to say about Pedro Neto, or Bino Gittins, or Adingra, and then even Buonanotte, whenever he's come in, he has performed decently well as well, and he's still only 19 years old, so definitely no complaints for the wings. And then as for the club as a whole, there's just not a lot I can complain about. I mean, we're sitting in 5th place as of right now, level on points with 4th place Chelsea, only 1 point behind Newcastle in 3rd, and only 3 points off of 1st and 2nd place Liverpool and Aston Villa, so we're still having a great season. All that being said though, let's go ahead and get into this game against Spurs. This is the lineup they're going to be going with. An interesting lineup to say the least. It looks like there's some players that are going to be missing from that squad. So before the game gets started, we're probably going to go in and put in their actual starters to make sure that they actually get a solid squad into the game. And we are going to start Evan Ferguson up top, even though João Pedro has maybe been performing better as of late. Ferguson did get a hat trick in the last game, so he deserves to get a start in this game, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right, before we get completely into the game, I did want to show you guys that I went ahead and made some changes to their lineup. We did bring in Son. Valise is actually their best rated striker. They got rid of Richarlison, so we can't bring anyone higher rated than Valise in. Kulusevski, Abraham Madison, Silva, Skip, Sessegnon, Mickey Van de Ven, and Romero in the back with Pedro Porro and Vicario in goal. Pedro Neto finds Smith-Rowe. Down this wing, we're actually going to go for a cross. Ferguson with not a great touch, but couldn't really do too much with that. But that one is going to be collected by Vicario, and they're going to get away. Pedro Neto pushing forward here, finds a pass into Smith-Rowe. Smith-Rowe tries to make a turn. A fine pass into Evan Ferguson, but it does get knocked away. And Tottenham may be on a counterattack. Dahoud finds a pass into Evan Ferguson. Does he have the pace to get around the defenders? I don't think he does. We're going to go ahead and go for a shot. Vicario gets down to his right to make that save. Kulusevski down here by the touchline. Dahoud was in the way momentarily. He gets the pass off to Valise, and Valise finds the back of the net. Verbruggen, it looks like he got his hand to it, but still went into the back of the net, and Tottenham take a 1-0 lead here after 25 minutes. Kulusevski did well to keep that ball in on the touchline. Finds a pass in back to Valise. Valise gets a shot onto that far post. You couldn't quite tell from that first angle. Maybe he didn't get a hand to it, but either way, Tottenham take a 1-0 lead. If you guys remember last year away in the league, we lost 6-0 to Tottenham, so we're hoping to not see that again today. We at least need to get a goal back before they score again. Dahoud finds a pass over here to Neto. He does well to keep possession of the ball. Does he have anyone to cross it back into? He finds Ferguson. Ferguson goes for the first-time shot. He gets deflected. We're going to look for Ferguson yet again. Nowhere to go. Pedro Porro makes the tackle, and they get away. Bernardo Silva now pushing down this left wing. Is he going to cross it into anybody? He decides to cut it back to Son, Belize, Pedro Porro, Madison. He's going to take that shot, and that's going to go off the underside of the crossbar and into the back of the net for a 2-0 lead for Tottenham here after 42 minutes. Belize inside to Porro and inside to Madison, and once Madison gets the ball in that kind of area, he is not going to miss, and he finds the back of the net off the underside of the crossbar. Almost put too much power underneath it, but it ended up being a pretty good shot. 2-0 Tottenham. And the referee blows his whistle for halftime. Tottenham to keep that 2-0 lead going into half. We got to turn things around here in the second half. Kulusevski already pushing down this right wing early on in the second half. He looks for a pass inside, but Igor is in a great spot to get that one away. Kulusevski inside to Belize. Inside to Madison. Madison shoots. It's right at Verbruggen. Looks like we're going to be able to get away. Ferguson out here to Adingra. Do we have an option to cross it to? We're going to try to find, I believe that was Smith Rowe in the middle of the box, but we can't find him. And Tottenham get away yet again. Smith Rowe out here to Adingra. Adingra looks back inside. The ball deflects back to him. Smith Rowe's going to end up with this ball. Can we find Evan Ferguson? And can we find the back of the net? Vicario makes that save, and Tottenham clear it away. Dude makes a nice move to get around one defender. Can he get the shot past Vicario? Yeah, he can get it past him, and he can almost get it past the entire stadium as well. Spurs pushing forward here down this right wing. Kulusevski, does he have an option inside? He does not. Igor does well to make the challenge. Igor pushing down this left side, finds a pass into Dahoud, who finds Ferguson, who finds Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe tries to get that shot away. It gets deflected momentarily. Neto somehow gets the block on that one, and it rebounds off of the Tottenham man for a Brighton corner. Pascal Gross swinging this corner in. Can we find Lewis Dunk? We can't. We find Evan Ferguson. He goes for the volley. Not a bad effort. Vicario has to make the save out for another Brighton corner. Pascal Gross swinging this one in yet again. We cannot find anyone, but the ball still lands at our feet. Adingra pushing down this left side. We're going to look for a cross-goal pass to, I believe that was Pedro Neto. No, that was Evan Ferguson. But we can't get it to him, and Vicario collects. Adingra pushing forward here. Going to take a shot from the edge of the box. Not a bad effort, but Vicario collects that one and catches it very easily. Smith Rowe finds a pass into Evan Ferguson, and Evan Ferguson finds the back of the net. That's one back. We have a little bit less than 10 minutes, maybe, to find another one and get back into this game with at least getting a point out of it. Emile Smith Rowe with a fantastic pass into Evan Ferguson, and Evan Ferguson with a great touch inside the defender, and gets that ball past Vicario with a pretty good amount of power behind that one, and we're only one behind. And now 85 minutes gone, we're going to make a few changes. We got to get Smith Rowe and Ferguson out. They're just a little bit too tired, and we're also going to get Pascal Gross out for Carlos Baleba. Igor does well to get a tackle in, and the referee is going to call that a foul. Ref, what are you looking at? Julio Enciso finds the run from Lamptey on this right wing. We have one final chance. Sessegnon makes the tackle. Can we get a tackle in on Vicario or on Pedro Porro? We can't, and Tottenham just passed the ball around until the final whistle. The referee blows his whistle, and we lose this game 2-1. That was a very hard-fought game, and we had an opportunity there in the final minutes to get another one, but we just couldn't find the back of the net a second time. It was a good effort from the boys to try to get back into that game, but unfortunately, they just could not. We really didn't start playing well until about the 70th minute in that game, so only having 20 minutes to find 2 goals just wasn't going to do us any good against a club like Tottenham. But up next, we do have a game against Newcastle United, and it is match day, so we're going to go ahead and get into this game. They are currently sitting on 31 points in 4th place. We dropped down to 6th place. Manchester City overtook our 5th place spot, so this is a very, very big game for us. This is the lineup that Newcastle are going to be going with, a very, very strong lineup. I can see one player in there that may not be in there for very much longer. He may be getting a very, very lengthy ban in the Premier League in real life, and Sandro Tonali. Very, very interesting thing that is going on there with the whole gambling scandal. But anyways, this is the lineup that we're going to be going with. A few changes from last game, but I'm pretty confident with this team, so let's go ahead and get into it, and let's get 3 points. Tonali on the edge of the box, finding a pass into Tammy Abraham. Igor does well to hold him off from moving forward. They're just passing it around now. Bruno on the edge of the box gets fouled. The referee plays advantage, but they don't take it. They're going to keep passing it around. Acuna now on this left side. Can Veltman get a tackle in? He does. Throw in is to Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes in a dangerous area. Passes it back out to Anderson. Tonali tries to go for a shot. We're able to get away from this one. Gittins looking inside for Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe looking inside for Evan Ferguson. I thought about passing it to Bino Gittins there. We're going to go for a shot, but with that left foot, it wasn't going to find the back of the net from that angle. Anderson finds a pass out to Acuna. Acuna does well to get around Veltman. Veltman is hounding him. He's going to find a pass inside. I believe that was Harvey Barnes. Took a shot, but it was deflected by Lewis Dunk. Bruno Guimaraes finds a pass inside to Almiron. I thought Igor was going to get in the way to block that one, but it's going to be deflected out for a Newcastle corner. Almiron to swing this one in. Bino Gittins tries to head it away. Doesn't get too far. Falls to Harvey Barnes. He's going to take a shot and somehow gets that one on goal. But we're going to be able to get away from this. Almiron on the edge of the box. Has room to take a shot. That one is still towards the middle of the goal. So Verbruggen is able to make a save. But that's going to be another corner for Newcastle. And Almiron's going to swing this one in yet again. Lewis Dunk is there. Fabian Schär gets his head to it though. Verbruggen has to make a save. Can we make a move around Abraham? We can't. Evan Ferguson turns that one over. Needed to just clear that one out. They're going to take another shot, and it's going to be deflected out for another corner. Almiron swinging this one in yet again. Diouf does well to get to that one, and we were able to get away eventually. Pedro Neto finds a pass into Evan Ferguson. Does he have room to take the shot? He does. We're going to go for the back post, and he hits the post, but it goes wide and out for a Newcastle goal kick. This was the best opportunity we've had all game, and Evan Ferguson couldn't find the back of the net. Tammy Abraham on the edge of the box finds a pass into Harvey Barnes, who finds the back of the net. Verbruggen has to do better there. He had eyes on the ball the whole way and should have saved that. Tammy Abraham with a nice pass. Lewis Dunk got out of position momentarily, but like I said, Verbruggen probably had eyes on that one all the way, and he just couldn't get to it down to his right. I mean, it was pretty much glove level, so should have saved that one. Pretty disappointed in his effort there. Pedro Neto pushing forward here. Has all the room in the world. We're actually going to go for a shot down to the keeper's right, and we find ourselves level right before halftime. Pedro Neto is a player that we haven't talked about since probably the very beginning of this season. He hasn't really done much in the last few episodes, but we finally find the back of the net with him. I thought about sweating it across to Ferguson, but then I realized we had an open shot, so we went ahead and took that, and we went ahead and found the back of the net. And the referee will blow his whistle on that kickoff right after that goal, and that will be halftime, and we level it at 1 at the break. Almiron out on this wing. Igor is going to be there to try to go for the challenge. He does get a challenge in, and they're going to call that a penalty? Oh my god, that is ridiculous, EA. Come on. Gotta love EA and their stupid, stupid animations, but we are going to be here facing Tammy Abraham. Are we going to go the right way? We're going to go to the left. He goes to the right, and that is a 2-1 lead for Newcastle over Brighton. Evan Ferguson finds a pass out here to Pedro Neto. He has the pace to get around all of the defense. Does he have the pace to get a pass inside? He does. Evan Ferguson with the shot, but it goes wide of the post, and that's 2 opportunities for Evan Ferguson to score where he has not. And that is going to lead me to make my first substitution of the game. Evan Ferguson just not on it today. João Pedro, this is your opportunity again to show why you deserve a starting spot. Harvey Barnes finds a pass out here to Acuna on the edge of the box. Neto does well momentarily. Oh, Lewis Dunk, that is a terrible, terrible turnover. We needed to just clear that away. And Tammy Abraham finds the back of the net off the Harvey Barnes pass. We had the opportunity to clear it away, but we just didn't. We tried to turn back outside with Lewis Dunk. Really, I wasn't trying to turn back outside, but that's just what the game did. Verbruggen had no chance of getting to that one, and Tammy Abraham finds the back of the net for the 3rd goal for Newcastle today. Smith Rowe on the edge of the box finds a pass out here to Veltman. We're going to look inside for João Pedro. We can't find him. We are going to maintain possession of the ball momentarily, though. Neto inside to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe over here to Estepinian. Estepinian actually has room to take a shot. We're going to go down to Pope's left, but he makes the save, and they get away. Sandro Tonali on the edge of the box. Finds a pass over here to Barnes. Barnes makes a nice move inside. Lewis Dunk goes for the tackle, and that's going to be another penalty. I mean, why would you not just go for the ball, and he gets a red card and gets sent off? I mean, what is this effort? Like, why would you go for the back foot of the player who has the ball? That just doesn't make any sense. And before the penalty takes place, we're going to bring off Andy Diouf in midfield for Sebastian Bornau in defense. We just don't want this game to get any worse than it already is. Tammy Abraham up to take the penalty. I'm going to go to the right this time. I went way too early. He goes to the left. It makes it a 4-1 game. Tammy Abraham out here to Takefusa Kubo. He is going to be dispossessed by Veltman, but keeps the pressure on, and I'm not sure why they're keeping this much pressure on. That's ridiculous. Jamie Bino Gittins here, pushing forward. Has room to get a pass off to Smith Rowe. We're actually just going to go for a shot here. Not a great effort, but not a terrible effort, I suppose. Just wanted to waste some time to get rid of this, to get done with this game. And the referee blows his whistle finally, and this game ends in a 4-1 Newcastle victory. 2 penalty kicks for Tammy Abraham and 3 goals to seal the victory for them. Just terrible, terrible animations from EA. I mean, really, most of those 2 efforts, I can't say they were completely my fault. Like, I went for the tackle when the ball was there, and the animation just didn't happen until much, much later. So I don't blame me for that game, I blame EA. But that's just how it goes in this game sometimes. But up next, we have a Carabao Cup quarterfinal game against Arsenal. We will be simulating this game. We're going to make sure to get a lot of extra players some game time in this game, so we're going to go ahead and edit the lineup. All right, and this is the lineup that Arsenal are going to be going with for this game. Pretty strong lineup. I do see that they got Carl Hein in goal, so the goalkeeper's not quite as good as the rest of the squad, but this is the team that they were going to be going with. And then this is the team that we are going to be going with, a very, very heavily rotated side. João Pedro and a few others are kind of the only ones that get a lot of game time. A lot of the players, the rest of these players are fringe players. But let's go ahead and quick sim this game, and let's see if we can find a way to win this game. We actually do with our backup. Smith Rowe ends up getting the clinching goal for the win against his former club. And Adingra scored in the 41st minute to give us our first goal. Havertz scored for them, but we find a way to get the win here against Arsenal. So we're on to the semifinals of the Carabao Cup. Lenny Jansen, our best youth academy prospect since our first couple of Ribeiro and Mercier in the first season, has made his way to Empoli for a 2-year loan. If we want to bring him back before that, we can, but just wanted to show you guys that he has gone. And up next, our episode does not get any easier. We have a game against Manchester United at Old Trafford. We are now sitting in 7th place after our loss to Tottenham, and Newcastle. And now we play Manchester United, who are a point behind us, so they're going to be having a lot to play for here. So we're going to go ahead and get into this game. This is the lineup that Manchester United can be going with in this game. Very, very strong lineup. And then this is the lineup that we're going to be going with. Pretty much our strongest lineup, the lineup that we've been going with for a lot of games. So let's go ahead and get into this one. Smith Rowe with a nice pass over here to Pedro Neto. We're going to look back inside for Evan Ferguson, who's going to try to make a move, get down the field. We find a pass back inside to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe goes for a shot. Not a bad effort, but Onana gets down to his left to make that save. Manchester United putting the press on early, which leaves them vulnerable on the back. Evan Ferguson going to go for a shot from a very, very tight angle. Onana does well to save that one. Empty pushing forward here, finds a pass inside to Neto. Neto finds Evan Ferguson. Evan Ferguson should have found the back of the net. Those are the kind of chances we have to put away, but we do at least end up with a corner. Pascal Gross swinging this one in. Can we find Igor? We almost do, but not quite. DeHoo does well to get to that one, though. Pascal Gross, I see Evan Ferguson at the back post. The cross was not high enough, and Manchester United cleared away. Fernandez on the edge of the box, takes a shot. Verbruggen does well to save that one. Ben Yedder laid it off for him very, very nicely there. And I thought for sure that was going to find the back of the net. I was worried. Manchester United take this corner short. Anthony tries to make a move inside. Pedro Neto does well to keep that one away. Eriksson goes in for the challenge, and that one is going to be a foul, and we get a free kick. DeHoot over the top to Evan Ferguson. Evan Ferguson, I do see Pedro Neto at the back post. We're going to try to bring this one down. We do very nicely. Go for a shot. Smith Rowe ends up with it. DeHoot goes for the shot. Man, just a lot of deflections right there. Evan Ferguson on the edge of the box. Going to go for a shot. Not a bad effort, but it goes wide of the post and out for a goal kick. Nuno Mendes on the edge of the box. Gets around Tariq Lamptey. Gonna go for a shot, actually. Not a great decision. Verbruggen, I believe, does have to make the save, though, and it will be out for a Manchester United corner. In this corner, they will take short yet again. Bruno Fernandes on the edge of the box, finds a pass into McTominay, finds Ben Yedder, who finds Lisandro Martinez, and the passing there was just too good for us to do anything about. Lisandro Martinez finds the back of the net just like a striker would. I mean, seriously, like, this passing, it's impossible to stop. I mean, he passed it through like 3 players right there to Lisandro Martinez, and there's just nothing you can do about that. I mean, nobody gets a foot in the way. It's just very, very lucky, and Manchester United find the back of the net, and they find a 1-0 lead. Jadon Sancho in the box. Doesn't have an option to pass it to just yet. Dahoud does well to get in front of that one, and we're away. Evan Ferguson finds himself in a lot of space. Lissandro Martinez just backs away. We've got to find the back of the net. We do not. Onana gets to that one yet again. And now Anthony all the way down the field. Just kept running. Is just going to dribble out of bounds. Perfect. I mean, this game just makes no sense, honestly. Oh, and the referee blows his whistle for halftime. Manchester United are going to take a 1-0 lead into the half here at Old Trafford. And now Manchester United on the break. Anthony looking for a cross. Not a bad effort. It finds McTominay, but Verbruggen collects, and we're able to get away. Lamptey finds a pass over the top to Pedro Neto. We need to see some speed here. We're going to look for Evans. Oh, that's Emile Smith-Rowe. Not the greatest effort. Probably should have gone with his left foot there, but that one's going to be cleared away, and we're going to keep the ball. Dahoud's going to find a pass into Emile Smith-Rowe with his left foot. Onana makes another save. Onana is not this good, I promise you. Emile Smith-Rowe swinging this cross in. Can we find Igor? We cannot. Dahoud finds a pass to Bino Gittins eventually. We're going to look for a cross across the goal to Emile Smith-Rowe, but he couldn't get to it. Tariq Lamptey makes an interception in midfield. Has a lot of room to go into. Bino Gittins tries to get a shot around the keeper. Onana has an excellent save there yet again. We maintain possession of the ball. We find another pass into Dahoud. Onana gets the save, but luckily that one gets past him, and Dahoud finally finds the back of the net. I guess there was just too much power behind that one, and he could not save this one this time. Dahoud with the shot. Onana, I mean, of all the shots that we've taken, that one was probably the easiest one to save. He does get his hand to it, but for some reason it just knocks it right into the air, and it goes into the back of the net. We'll take whatever we can get. I mean, like, seriously, like, we'll take whatever we can get. We are expected to have 4 goals right now, and we have only 1, so we will take it. Scott McTominay pushing down this left wing, finds a pass into Ben Yedder. Our players are just out of position. I don't know what that is. I could not get them back into the right spot. My defense in today's episode has been much, much worse than it has been in the past couple of episodes, which is very, very disappointing and is leading to us losing games. So Ben Yedder finds the back of the net. Manchester United take a 2-1 lead. Make a run. Bino Gittins pushing forward. Off the Smith-Rowe pass. Can we find the back of the net? Not this time. Evan Ferguson goes for the shot. Onana gets back to make yet another save. I think we probably have 5 expected goals now. Pascal Gross swinging this one in. Can we find Igor this time? Again, no. And Pedro Neto receives that pass from Emile Smith-Rowe. I will take this goal if I can get it. We're going to go for a shot. Of course, Onana saves. We go for another shot, and Bino Gittins has no angle, and that one is out for a Manchester United goal kick. And here in the 81st minute, we're going to be making a 3-man substitution. We are bringing on tired players for tired players, but we got to do what we got to do. We need all the stamina we can get right now. Estepinian pushing down this left wing. I see someone at the back post, and Ciso is there. Nuno Mendes gets in the way and knocks that one out. Estepinian does well to get that one off of the man right there. Oh, and Ciso, go for the shot. Oh my God, we cannot get anything to go our way right now. And we're going to end up with a 3-1 or 2-1 loss in this game if we can't get the ball off of them right now, and we can't. And the referee blows the whistle for full time. We really botched the end of that game there. And Ciso should have made the extra pass. I just panicked and pressed the wrong button. And then I was going to go for a fake shot and didn't want to do that, so I figured we should just shoot. But this is a game that we should have won, and we just couldn't. Nothing like a game like that to put a damper on your soul. I mean, there was just no way EA was going to let us into that game. They were not going to let us win, get a draw. They were not going to let us do anything in that game. Manchester United were destined to win that game. Mark Leonard does leave for $3.4 million. Could have got a little bit more, but he was never going to play for us, so we'll take what we can get. And our fantastic run of games has obviously come to an end in this episode. We do get an interesting email here, an offer from Juventus for $34 million for Evan Ferguson, up to potentially getting $50 million for him. I'm going to leave that one right there for now because we could potentially get rid of him. It is match day on December 31st, so this will be the last day and the last game of the episode. So I will leave that decision up to you guys in the comments down below. Do you think we should sell him to Juventus, or do you think we should keep him for now and sell him only to a Premier League club? Because that's kind of what I think would be the most realistic. I'll let you guys decide. This game against Crystal Palace is only a couple of days after our a game against Manchester United there, so we're going to have some tired players, but it looks like they have a few tired players as well. This is the lineup they're going to be going with. Obviously, very, very dangerous lineup, but this is the lineup that we are going to be going with, so definitely a slightly rotated side. And I'm actually going to bring in João Pedro to start up top as well. I feel like he deserves a game, so let's go ahead and get into this game, and let's go ahead and see if we can get 3 points for the first time in this episode. Crystal Palace already with a shot early on in this game. Raksaki inside to Andre Silva. That one goes off the side netting, though. Very, very luckily for us, Verbruggen doesn't even have to make the save. Smith Rowe already sending a pass over to João Pedro. João Pedro is going to look for a Dingra out here on this wing. We're going to go for a shot across goal. Henderson gets to that one, but that one is going to be knocked away for a Brighton corner. And we are going to swing this one in with Smith Rowe looking for Bornau in the middle of the box. Does find the header, but Henderson makes another save. And now Pedro Neto swinging it in from the other side. Bornau again finds the header, and Henderson again finds the save. Smith Rowe now swinging this one in. Igor on that one, but not able to get to it. Neto is able to bring this one down. We're going to get this one back out to the outside. Look across goal. Smith Rowe is in a good spot. Decided to not do anything with it, even though I was pressing shoot, and we get dispossessed. They're not going to call that a foul. What the hell? Baleba inside to Andy Diouf. Andy Diouf's going to find a pass to Smith Rowe, and Smith Rowe's going to find the back of the net. We take a 1-0 lead, and we finally have a lead in a game in this episode. Oh man, that one feels good. I thought for sure I was going to shoot the ball with Andy Diouf right here, but then I thought, you know what? Emile Smith Rowe's in a better position. Let's get the shot away with him. Let's get a 1-0 lead. Andy Diouf finds a pass out here to Adingra. Adingra's going to return the favor to Diouf. Diouf's going to find Smith Rowe, who's not going to find the back of the net. That goes off the post. It gets cleared away. Adingra inside to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe doesn't have an option to go inside. We're going to go back out to Adingra. Try to make a move around. We're not going to have any options. Valentin Barco inside to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe trying to get a shot away, but Richards does well to make the tackle. Pedro Neto pushing down this right wing with his pace. Finds a pass inside to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe takes a couple touches and finds the back of the net with his left foot in that top left corner. I don't know if he has 5-star weak foot, but that was a brilliant finish. Crystal Palace are a team that like to put the press on, but unfortunately for them, when they do that and the press gets broken down, it finds the other team with a load of space, and that's what happened there. Neto finds a pass into Smith Rowe, and Smith Rowe finishes off the job. And the referee's going to blow his whistle right there. That will be halftime. We take a 2-0 lead into half. Much, much better performance in this first half than we have had in the past few games. Carlos Baleba with an excellent pass out here to Pedro Neto. We're going to cut this one inside. Look for a pass into Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe takes a touch. Is he going to find his third goal of the game? He is not. Andy Diouf finds a pass over the top to João Pedro. Goes for the shot. Not a bad effort. A great pass from Andy Diouf, but that one is going to find its way for a goal kick for Crystal Palace. João Pedro in the middle of the box finds a pass out here to Pedro Neto. I don't like our options. I'm going to go for the shot, though. Not a bad effort from Pedro Neto, but it does go wide of the post. Valentin Barco is a little bit out of position, finding his way back. Teze finds a pass to Olise. Can we make the tackle with Andy Diouf? We can, but Valentin Barco is there to get that one away. João Pedro out here to Andy Diouf. Diouf is going to find a pass into Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe is going to go for the shot. If Neto would have came closer and into the 6-yard box, maybe could have gotten the rebound there, but 75 minutes gone here in this game. We're going to make a 4-man substitution, get some other players on to get some game time, and hopefully they can make a difference in this game and keep this lead at 2. Buonanotte finds himself on this right wing. Only a couple minutes left in this game. I need Evan Ferguson to get into a better spot. Like, I don't understand that. He's a striker, and he just keeps running towards us. Andy Diouf going to go for a shot there. Not able to find the back of the net. Only finds a Crystal Palace man. But luckily for us, it's not going to matter. The referee blows his whistle for full time. That is going to be a 2-0 win to round off the episode. So that's going to do it for today's episode. But before we leave, I wanted to bring you guys over to the short list and let you guys know who we have on the short list for right now for the January transfer window. I'm just going to quickly scroll through them and let me guys know if you think we should bring any of these players in. One thing I thought about doing is maybe letting Mahmoud Dahoud go and getting rid of him because I just don't like him in our central midfield. I feel like he doesn't do a whole lot for us. And potentially bringing in this Ivan Ilic guy from Torino. He's left-footed, 6'1", has pretty decent pace, pretty decent physical stats, and then his technical stats are pretty solid as well. I know we just brought in Andy Diouf in that left-sided central midfield role, so maybe this wouldn't be the best option. But let me know if you guys have any other suggestions for midfielders that we should bring in. Fabricio Diaz is still one option that I would love to bring in. I think he'd be a very good player for us. And then on top of that, yeah, please let me know if we should get rid of Evan Ferguson, if we should let him go on the transfer to Juventus, or if we should let him go to any other clubs, maybe reject the offer for Juventus and only let him go to Premier League clubs. If we do let him go, we are going to be bringing in Benjamin Sesko. I believe he would be the most reasonable replacement for us and the most fantastic replacement for us. He'd cost around 30 million, so it wouldn't be going too crazy over the budget. Before I let you go, I will show you the squad stats real quick. Emil Smith-Rowe having a fantastic season. Let me know if he's a player that we should let go of. If a transfer offer comes in for him, I mean, he has 83 rated, so we would be getting upwards of 60, 70 million for him. So if a transfer offer comes in for him, let me know if you think we should let him go. I personally don't think we should, but just let me know. And with that win against Crystal Palace, we do find ourselves on 32 points, so we are level with Arsenal, but they do have a game in hand still left to play. Manchester United only a couple points ahead of us, so it's a very, very tight race. There's only 3 points between us and Liverpool in third place, so we could easily find ourselves into the top 4 later on in the next episode. But we got to leave off this episode, so I wanted to thank you guys for watching. Please be sure to like the video. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you made it this far into the video, you might as well hit that subscribe button because you're clearly a fan of the episodes and of the career mode. So thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.